Okay guys, so in today's video we are going to explain what is the meaning of physical present test and where do we apply a physical present test when it comes to a taxation. So in today's video guys, we are going to deal with a non-resident, of course, because when we do a physical present test, we are testing whether this person has been in our country for a very long time or not. So there is some requirements that we need to check before we determine whether the person is a resident or non-resident. Okay, this person is a non-resident for now, and we need to check the following three requirements in order to identify whether the person is non-resident or a resident. Okay, number one, requirements number one, it says the person must be present in Republic for more than 91 days in the current year, of assessment. Okay, then requirement number two, we need to check that the non-resident was a present in the Republic for more than 91 days in the previous 5 years. Remember, when you count those 5 years, do not include the current year. If we are talking about 2020, which means that for 5 years, previous 5 years, you count from 2013. Okay, then the third one, the non-resident must be present in Republic for more than 915 days. Okay, in those 5 previous years. In those 5 previous years, when you add them together, the aggregate must be 915 when you add those days. All right, now you also have to know that if this person in the continuous 330 days outside the country will be okay or will no longer regarded as a resident. But you have to take note of this. We only come to this part only if this person was a resident. If at first you meet the requirements and now they said now you are a resident and you leave the country for more than 330 days, continuous days, without coming back even a single day, they are going to regard you as a what? As non-resident. Okay, which means that you're no longer going to be a resident in this case. So now I want us to do example. Okay, I'm just gonna show them on the screen and we read together. Okay, example number one. Mr. Paul came in South Africa from Angola on 15 November 2009 to work temporarily for mining equipment company. His family stayed behind in Angola and he returned to visit them 1 month a year around July. Due to nature of work, his contract and his visa were extended, and the only time he spent out South Africa were for the months that he returned to Angola. His contract terminated on 15 April 2015. For what period will Mr. Paul deemed to be resident in South Africa on basis of fiscal president test? Okay, it was a question. Okay, now let's check if he will be regarded as a resident. Okay, they say for each of year of assessment, Mr. Paul spent the following number of days in South Africa. In 2010, 106. Okay, let's check here. If we are saying that the current year of assessment is 2015, simple means that 2015 he stayed for more than 91 days. It's fine. For requirements number 2, more than 91 days in the previous 5 years. Yes, because if you check 2014, 13, 12, 11, 10, every year he stay more than 91 days. And requirements number 3, if you add all of them together, you will find that they are exceeding 915. Remember guys, if he is staying 91 days, it does not meet, because they say the more than, which means that it must be 92 and above, 916 and above. Okay, now let's check the solution. They said Mr. Paul is therefore resident in South Africa on from 1 March 2014 to 28 February 2015 because he was in South Africa for more than 91 days. This is what I have explained. But he is no longer a resident in 2016, because if you check 2016, he stayed only 46 days. Okay, which means that more than 330 continuous days in outside the country. Okay, then number 2, example number 2, you can read the rest, guys. Number 2, assume that Mr. Paul referred in the example above was in South Africa as non-resident from 2010, spending the following days. Okay, you can check the days that he spent. You must test from requirements number 1. In the current year, more than 91 days. Yes. In the previous 5 years, more than 91 days. As you can see, there are a lot of days, 300 and something. Okay, even this one you will find that there are more than these days if you just add them together. And Mr. Paul is therefore a resident of South Africa from 1 March 2014 to 28 February 2015 because he was in South Africa for more than 91 days in the year and more than 91 days in each year from 2010 to 2014 and more than 915 days in aggregate over a period of 5 years ending 28 February 2014. So this is how you do a fiscal present test. It's very simple and I'm expecting you to get everything correct. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Just appreciate us by subscribing this channel, like the video. There are more taxation lessons. Just go to a playlist and watch them. I'm gonna appreciate your presence. Please also comment if you understand something or you want to ask any question.